Okay, welcome to Scholar of the First Sin, everyone. I'm going to be doing a playthrough on this. We're going to do it area by area, roughly area by area anyway. I've barely played this, so it's going to be pretty much a blind playthrough. This is what I've done. You can see exactly how far I've got. I have got to the Lost Bastille on this character, but I didn't get very far in it at all. So what we're going to do is delete. 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 And so when I get to the Lost Bastille, it will be a blind playthrough. So we're going to... I've played Dark Souls 2, but not Scholar of the First Sin so much. So let's crack on. We're going to start a new character. And the idea is really... Oh, we'll play this bit. I'll tell you after this.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Okay, so here we are in things betwixt. Why am I doing this playthrough? Well, it strikes me that Dark Souls 3 will be coming out early next year. A lot of people are going to pick up the game or be thinking about playing the game. I won't have played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. I'll be thinking about doing a playthrough of those games to try and get a feel for them. And they'll probably start with Dark Souls 1, and they should start with Dark Souls 1. But some of them are going to start with Dark Souls 2, and they're probably going to start with Scroll of the First Sin, which that's quite some place to start. So I don't think that's an easy place to pick up the game. So I'm going to do a series of playthroughs. I'm not going to call them walkthroughs. It's a playthrough. Down here there's an item. Of course, and the other thing they're going to find is when they go onto websites that a lot of the information they read is going to be for the original game, understandably. Very understandably. But that's going to be a limitation for them. Things won't be where they say they are online. Or there'll be addendums, say in Scroll of the First Sin, it's in a different position or whatever. So they're gonna struggle with that. So I thought I'd do a playthrough. And we'll crack on.
An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow.
Yes.
You'll become one of them. Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed. What is your name? At least you know your own name.
Most of the time.
Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Okay, so what I find in Dark Souls 2 is that builds tend to be less pure than in Dark Souls 1, at least in New Game. In New Game in Dark Souls 1, you might be a strength build, you might be a dex build, you might be a quality build, you might be a sorcerer, you might be a cleric. And you didn't really tend to blur the lines too much between those classes. In Dark Souls 2, I don't think that's quite the same. Dex is no longer the force it was in this game, it would be fair to say. Strength is far better than it was, it would be fair to say. And lots of players sort of have a bit of an ability in magic. You can still do your pure builds if you want, but people don't tend to do that, I've spotted. So your decision is where you're going to lean towards rather than where you're going to absolutely head towards. In New Game Plus, it all varies and everyone gets good at everything. But to start with, you've got to choose where you want your weakness to be, really. And I've found, at least in the original Dark Souls 2, that it was better to be in trouble in relation to magic. I'd rather have weaker magic and stronger melee. So that's certainly what we're going to go for here. We'll go for night. I'll take that. That'll do. Okay, we're ready to go.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse. You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember,
Trot along.
hold on
Jog
to your
on, son.
souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
So here we are. Take that human effigy, we'll be needing it. We'll have a little chat with the young one.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom.
A lot of the characters at the start of the game are really, really chatty, which quite grates
My name is
on my
Lily.
nerves. There's a lot of chat from characters.
The old women were once firekeepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on. The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading, and the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, firekeepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women are sisters. Long ago, but now they are lost.
That's all she's got to say. Okay, we're going to go out this door. Which is the way we came from, but now I have a sword and I have some health. And I wonder what's up here. I haven't actually done this in Scholar of the First Sin. Probably a big enemy. Yeah. The trick with these guys is to bait their attack out. And if you do it right, they'll fall over and you can hit them. But I never said it was easy. Got this getting my iron. Again, standard Souls rules. Your green bar is at least as important as your red bar. So if you run out of that, you can't roll. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. Take the opportunity to heal rather than attack. God damn. Ah, the butt stomp. Well, I am winning sort of. Ooh. So all that trouble for the Stone Ring. Now, if you're just starting on Dark Souls 2, I suspect that may not be a fight you want to go for first off the bat. But it gives you a really useful ring, which is reduction of enemy poise. And that means that when I hit an enemy, they're more likely to be staggered. And I'll definitely take that. And here's a little lightning buff. That can be very useful. And so that's exactly the same as in the original version of Dark Souls 2. 1,000 souls as well, which is a lot for this point in the game. For this point in the game. We'll light up this bonfire. And we'll head on out. I will do this first one. And I've got a halfway decent weapon, so I can one-shot these guys, which makes life a lot simpler. So far, my very limited playtime on Dark Souls 2, Scroll of the First Sin, I've found it to be more challenging, I find personally, than Dark Souls 2 original. Even on the few areas I've played, there's been some significant differences to the original game, with some significant challenges. We'll get to them fairly quickly though. all good. Start restoring my misspent life gems. I'm taking out that troll. Nothing else in here.
You, give it Mood. Yes, you! Give us Silky!
Good grief.
Yeah. Tonight, that's Mood. Yeah! Silky smooth!
Bit of twinkling titanite.
Give us Mood!
We might as well just trade with those straight from the off.
Give us Silky!
And twinkling titanite certainly will come in handy later on. So that was a good move.
Yeah. Tonight, that's Mood. Yeah! Silky smooth!
That's not so good. But it wasn't such a good item.
Give us Mood!
So I'll open up the way back up here. And so basically there's certain items we get through the game we can use to trade with crows, as it's called. And trading with crows will allow us to randomly get items, effectively. And the petrified something's more powerful, more valuable, I should say, than some of the other ones. So that guy is blocked off. That in Dark Souls 1 you can get down there and take on the trolls in early game. There's 2 of them, but they're put in such a way they're far easier to take on than the one I took on earlier. You can cheese them. Go through here, just show you what's up. So 2 guys now. Still not a big deal at all. You know, I'm two-handing my weapons. That's one-handing, and that allows us to parry as well. And I'm two-handing my weapon because that gives us extra damage. But I lose the ability. Wow. Oh yeah. Over there, I don't need that item. Over there is a amber herb, I believe it is. It certainly is in the original item in the original game. The reason I don't want it is because it's an absolute pain to get back. It's easy to get over to it, but you have to engage jump mechanics to get back, and that's just not very good. So we're going to leave that. It's one of my least favourite items to get in the whole game. There is a worse one. Worse 2, actually. I'm not going to bother with them. Whoops. Backstabber. Out of stamina. Very lucky to not get hit by him there. Oh, that's an invasion item, I'll show you that. Defeat the Master of the World you've invaded to acquire a token of spite, which is a Covenant reward, I believe. The residual sins of those who have succumbed to dark temptations are contained in the form of a cracked red-eye orb. So if I pop that when I'm in human form, I will invade another player's world and then be required to beat them in open combat. And in doing so, I get a reward which I can turn in I get a reward item, like a currency, a PvP currency, which I can then turn in, should I so wish. I think it's that way. Yeah. So we're going to head out into the world. You can turn the PvP currency in for items. Effectively, you get ranks in the Covenant. So we're going to head on through. All of these are messages left by other players. Tears ahead. Thanks for that. here we are in the new and improved Medulla. The game looks fantastic now. So much better. The blur effect is just nicer. The ocean looks more like an ocean and less like a pool of oil. They've done a lot of good work graphically to this game. Take that divine blessing. I guess most of you will know about this, but up here, marked with blood. Drop down shortcut. Morningstar Cleric Sacred Chime, so that's a Morningstar is obviously a weapon, and the Cleric Sacred Chime allows us to cast miracles, although we certainly don't have the faith for that at this point. Binoculars, they can be useful for scouting things out. And let's do a little run around. No, let's talk to the Herald first, who is very chatty. I do apologise. He's got a lot on her mind.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable, the four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
So, we have to go and talk to King Vendrick. And to talk to King Vendrick, we have to go and seek the souls of four beasts, four bosses in this game. And when we have done so, we don't know the names of them, we don't know anything about them apart from that they have legendary souls. And when we have done so, we need to come and talk to the Emerald Heralds. To maintain hope. I don't think anyone thinks we will achieve what we set out to do at this point. The important thing is that we are maintaining hope. If we look over there in the view, we can see where we're headed. That's a giant sticking out the top there, I hadn't realised.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls. Larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Okay, so that's the conversation with her, then we could level up there. But we're going to have a look around Medulla. This is our base town, our base of operations in effect. We're going to have a look around and see if there's anything we can't find here first. I'm not going to talk to you. I'll certainly tell you a Titanite shard though. I think this is different. I'm not sure. No, the same. In here there's a cat. Sells rings and things. We don't need any of that just yet. Life gem. Homeward Bones. This is the Covenant of the Champions. I wouldn't recommend that on your first playthrough. I certainly won't be taking it up. Basically, that puts the entire game in New Game Plus and stops summoning to some degree or other. I can't quite remember fully, but you'll get a lot less online interaction. It will make things really, really hard. This game is already supposedly more challenging than it was when it was originally released. I'd see how you feel about the challenge you're having. If you're happy with the amount of challenge you're having, then I wouldn't join. If you're not happy with the amount of challenge you're having, you want more, then maybe think about joining then. But certainly for now,
Undead, aren't you?
take it easy.
You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody.
So he's given up.
Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace. That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
Now, don't get your hopes up. The Sentinels won't do much, but the ring does give us a little HP boost, so we're going to take it.
Do you feel lonely here? It suits me just fine, as I've nothing left anyway. It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time.
Learn his gesture.
Do you see the way beyond the bonfire? That will take you to the forest of the giants. There was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on your journey. But don't venture too far inside, or you might not come back.
So he's telling us to head off into the forest. He's scared.
Hade's Tower of Flame lies beyond the far gate. In the cathedral, the Apostles of Blue gather. But the road leading there is perilous. The gate is rigged with some contraption. But how it works, I just don't know. Have you seen that pit, that gaping hole in the earth? I don't know what it's like down below, but I wouldn't suggest trying to find out. Besides, you'll never make it down there, not without a ladder of some sort.
Well, that's not surely true.
The flame you see there is a bonfire. They exist all across the land, beacons to we undead. If you are tired, try resting beside the flame. The flame heals us. Long ago, a woman called a firekeeper watched over each bonfire. She kept the flame lit and guarded it from those who would extinguish it. I wonder where the firekeepers went.
Two things betwixt.
Did you notice any letters on the ground on the way here? These are messages that have jumped the fissures between worlds. In Dram Lake, the flow of time is convoluted.
Flow of time is convoluted.
Things shift and waver, twist and turn. Poignant wishes, dashed dreams. The messages convey our very inner thoughts. If your will to soldier on falters, try leaving a message. Somebody out there is sure to listen. You may notice symbols that appear upon the ground. These are summon signatures. They call upon spirits from other worlds through the schisms in time. If you fear hollows, find summon signatures to call upon spirits there be. Do you see the way beyond? That
Right.
was you meant, but don't.
So he said everything he's got to say.
Journey.
Okay. Let's put on the ring he gave us. See, that gives us another 30 odd HP, which is almost like a level in HP. So that's not too bad.
Bearer, lest this.
And we'll level up. In fact, I think I can get two if I use some soul items. Maybe even three. Yeah, definitely three. So what I said was that I wanted to be stronger, at least to start with, in melee than I wanted to be in magic.
Is that a shard you
And
found?
in New Game Plus is a different thing.
Here, to see luck. However,
I'll upgrade my healing Estus Flask. So that will give me another heal. And that was just out in the open to get straight away in Medulla. So I'll bump that up to 10. And I want more stamina. So not investing in magic at all, or miracles at all. I'm going straight away for strength and stamina. So I like this bonfire. And rest at it. So now I've lit that bonfire, that's now a point I can teleport to and away from. and I'm going to head off into the world, see what's out there. Now he suggested that we went to the forest, and if you look from over where the Emerald Herald, the person we level up, you can actually see that there's a wood over there. So we're going to head out over there. But first of all, there is something which I actually forgot to get, and I will need potentially. As I don't fancy dodging my way through the entire game just yet. I want a shield. We're very limited on options for shields to start with. Very, very limited on options for shields. And in fact, we remain pretty limited on shields throughout the game. There's not a lot of shields, sadly. But down here is the first shield we can get. In a chest. The Crimson Palmer, which is by no means a good shield, but we'll equip it straight away. As you can see, it only blocks 75% of damage. It's fairly good at blocking lightning and dark magic. I'll show you that over here. So it only blocks 75% of damage. It blocks 40% of magic. It's not good against fire. It does a reasonable job. That's pretty good against lightning and dark. And has lousy stability. Now stability, as it says, reduces consumption of stamina when taking attacks. So it doesn't block that much in terms of stamina reduction. So what we'll find is when someone hits us, it takes a massive chunk out of our stamina, which is a big problem. But it doesn't weigh very much at all, and that is good. Help if I equipped it. Okay, there we go. So there it is on our back. More of a Fashion Souls item. But at least to start with, that has some use. We're gonna be seeing some troubling beasts on our way. The lighting engine is so much better. So much better. So back to where we're going. Back off to the forest. Now, I'm by no means some kind of great player. I die to bosses quite frequently, as you will see, no doubt. I'm not someone who will just speedrun the entire game. I will make mistakes, and you will see them. I'm much better at Dark Souls 1 than Dark Souls 2. I just have hundreds and hundreds of hours more playtime in that game. The games feel quite different too, so they're not completely directly transferable skills. The controls are the same, but they don't feel the same, and the timings of things are quite different. Down here there is an item, and we can see an item across there. Human effigies are kind of rare, so I take any opportunity you can get to get them. You can only summon a human effigy when you use it, will make you human. And you can only summon when you're in human form. If you die, you will no longer be human. And your maximum health will gradually shrink the more times you die. Becoming human fixes all that. As you can see up there, there's a troll. We're not taking him on. I've already taken on one troll today. That was enough. There's just no need. He's very big and he's very aggro. Oh damn, didn't even see him. Parry him. There's a bonfire over there, so let's light that up. So this is kind of somewhat like a save point. It heals us up, but it also resets the area, which is much more problematic. Which may or may not be a good idea if you're going to play that badly. Oh dear. It's coming up from behind. Arrow guy is hitting me all the time. See anything? We'll heal up that damage. 3 hits. At the top of this ladder there will be a clusterfuck. Be the way I describe it. So I'm going to try and lure them out one at a time. There's pretty much everything you see here that hasn't got a soul in it is going to try and kill us. And also there's dudes up on that top shelf, and one of them is going to start throwing a firebomb at us. So I can't stay in one position either. Throwing those is kind of useful. How many did I get? 1. Not so useful. Yeah, you see whoever that is starting throwing firebombs at me now. That's pretty much everyone down here. What I don't want to do is to get into a situation as I climb up this ladder, guy comes down. I don't want to get into a situation where I'm trying to get the items on the bottom floor and I'm getting firebombed from above. That's not a lot of fun. So that's quite different to the original game. There's a lot more enemies, there's no hide knights, and the guy up top in the original game shoots arrows, not firebombs, which is a little worrying when you consider how bad our shield is versus fire. God. Also, our weapon swings in from the right. And when you're... Oh, I thought he was still alive. When you're this way, you kind of hit the wall, which isn't ideal. I'm going to heal up that damage. And head over there. There's an item over there. You can see the blue sparkly, but there's obviously a gap. I picked up a short sword, which does less damage. It weighs slightly less, and it has worse durability. Short swords aren't great. You may wonder why I don't go for the Morning Star, as it also does bleed damage. And if I hit people enough times, then they'll sort of have a critical bleeding effect, which does masses of damage. The reason is it has a crappy moveset. I'm quite fussy about the moveset of my weapons. I just don't like the mace or Morning Star moveset. It's very limited range, which means that your timing has to be immaculate or you end up in big trouble. Okay, so let's get these items. A life gem there, which pays me back for the one I used up top. Another human effigy, very useful. There's one over there. Green Blossom, that boosts stamina recovery rate. That can be extremely useful, especially in boss fights, and especially if you're using a massive sword, which will eat your stamina. That can make all the difference in the world. I believe this is different to the original game. In the original game, there's one guy around this corner. That's the same. Also, you can see, if you look at the icon of my weapon in the bottom left-hand quadrant, you'll see that the red line underneath it is now halfway down. So that's half my weapon's stamina used, which is a concern. And that's mainly because I'm hitting so many damn walls. Looks like you're going to take a hit, and you've got the time. Always get out of the situation before it gets too bad. Extra dude there. Item behind there. Wood bolts. I picked up an infantry axe as well. Okay, that's a useful backup weapon. Not a huge fan of that moveset. Again, it's limited in terms of its reach. And it doesn't do as much damage. The layout up here is different, and I hear growling. That makes me nervous. Yep, trouble. Out of stamina. Here we go. Normally upstairs there's a guy on the beam. You can see there's a staircase, there's definitely a guy at the top, but normally on the beam there's a guy who loves firebombs at you as well. Yeah, so we're just going to run up here. There's two of them down. Now, big difference, there's archers over here shooting at you. That's not... In the original game, that isn't an issue. You see I'm getting a shish kebabbed. Also in the original game, there's a dude in here. He's gone. Yeah, you see people are like, where did he go? But I got the buckler as well. So standing close to the walls, they don't have an angle and look at the buckler. This is probably a better sword. Sword? Shield, I mean. I don't have the dexterity for it. As you can see, that's red. That means I don't have the required dexterity. It is pretty much better in every single way, with the exception of magic defense and stability, and weight. So we might take a look at that a little way down the line. I'm assuming that this guy is still here. Yeah, but not. He used to be sat down, plain dead. And another bonfire, which will certainly light up. Summon signs everywhere. Okay, so up here, in fact, there's something I want straight away. What can happen here is that you can get invaded by other people. People like invading here, and real dicks, they like killing your merchant. So there's a couple of things I need to buy. One, I need to buy the merchant's hat, because that increases drop rate of items. And two, Leningrad's key, and this opens up the blacksmith in Majula. And the rest of it is optional, but those two things I really need immediately. Now, if someone kills her, it's not the end of the world. It's annoying because she's useful, but it's not the end of the world. Listen very carefully. There's a sparkling titanite in here. A crystal lizard. Oh my god. And that is pitch black. That's quite different. So I'm going to go back down here and light my torch, so I can't see what the hell's going on in that room. So we're finding out the downside of the much improved lighting engine is that dark areas are actually dark. There used to be an enemy there. Another weapon. Some repair items. I don't know how someone got their summon sign over there. That's fantastic. There used to be an Estus shard up there, but I don't think there is one. I think they got rid of that. So we'll sit and rest of the bonfire again, and then we'll head on through the middle. That's quite different than the place. So a lot of the enemies in here, as you can see, are plain dead. That door you can't bash open like I did with the one upstairs. It's only doors that are in poor condition you can do that with, and that door's fine. He's more off to the right than he used to be. Can't get behind him nearly as effectively, which is the trouble I was having there. So this is an arsehole area, and I suspect this has remained an arsehole area. Kill the archers. That guy over there is shooting us, so we need to get rid of him. And the way to do so is to hope we don't get shot in the head when we make that jump. Enough. No one likes being shot. Dude above is shooting me too. That's interesting. No one in here. Good, good. So I'll go up and talk to... I can't remember his name. Someone just died there.
Why cartography, you ask?
Sorry about that.
Well, that's a good question. When I first came to this forsaken land, it was... a curse? Something about a curse? How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus.
So he's hollow.
But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps. I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I've made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid. Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion. What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises. Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please. I'll be back in Majula soon. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure.
Okay, that's it with him. So we're going to head back out. And there's still live enemies in this and items to get. So we'll clear this out. We'll jump down here. Grab that Titanite shard. That's our upgrade material for our weapons and armor. Very useful. And so that's everything in the lower section here. We could continue up that path, but we're not going to. We're going to get a key item for us, at least to begin with, and then wrap it up in this first episode. And then in the second episode we'll carry on with this area of the game and take on a couple of bosses. So I'll rest up. Straight back out the door. And we're going to run off here. Can't believe I missed that. Wow, everyone wants a piece of me. Oh, I like that. I think the guy who dropped down must have been the guy who was up there? I'm not sure. Pick up that human effigy. See you there, scrambling. Some soul items. Lots of dudes. Ooh. You. Okay. These guys can't be backstabbed. Very high defense and hit like a truck, but they're slow. That's the one advantage you have over them. So, particularly, you saw 2 attacks there, really. Well, no, you saw 3. They do their overhead smash, which is quite difficult to punish. Your timing has to be exact. They do a side-to-side sweep, which is the easiest one to get in and attack on. So, dodge backwards for the first one, dodge back, and then go in and hit, and then immediately roll away. You get away from them. And then they do a combo. And the difference with the combo is it comes over their right shoulder to start with. Avoid that. It's bad news. Now, typically, there's an ambush here. But that doesn't seem to be happening anymore. Okay, that's good. Time it right, you're opening the door, you're fine. And here's a fire longsword, so let's equip that straight away. I'll put it side by side so you can see. So it's in the second slot, so if jump over here. The armor reduction on our first weapon, the broadsword, is 158, and our fire longsword is 186. That's a clear improvement. It's not quite that simple. The fire longsword has split damage, so some of that may well be blocked. Get the soul prepared, right? We can fight our way back up there and come back around the area with the archers attacking and the missing enemy for the original game. In fact, I'll show you how. I'll show you that. I'll show you how the leveling connects. We'll go back to the bonfire and we'll call it a wrap on this first episode. We're sort of halfway through this area, I'd say. Here we go, hole in the wall. I want to get rid of this guy. Hopefully seeing is that the longsword is a lighter weapon. And while it may not hit quite as hard, it hits a lot faster. It's a great utility weapon. It's one of my favourite weapons. It was that guy. He's gone. Okay, so we'll rest at the bonfire. Travel back to Majula. Do a little levelling up and call it a wrap on the first episode.
Bearer, seek, lest.
And I'll see you next time.